Night falls over a young city, no name, no history, just stone, dust, and fear. Then the sea explodes. The ground shudders as a trident slams into rock. 3 sharp prongs, bronze, divine. The earth splits open. Saltwater erupts from the wound like a screaming ocean trapped. Underground, waves crash against marble. The smell of brine fills the air. The people stagger back, terrified. And standing at the center of it all, a god, hair like storm clouds, eyes like a rising tide. Poseidon, lord of the sea. He smiles, but he isn't alone. Behind him, silent as a blade sliding from its sheath, another figure steps forward. Armor gleams under torchlight, eyes cold, calculating. She kneels, presses her hand to the soil. The earth softens. Something begins to grow. Not thunder, not violence. A tree, thin at first, fragile, then stronger. Roots twisting into the ground like secrets. Leaves shimmer silver in the wind. An olive tree. The crowd stares. 2 gods, 2 gifts. 1 city waiting to choose. But here's the strange part. 1 gift promised. Power. Worships. Empire. The other offered peace. And somehow the quiet gift won. Why? Why would a city reject the god of storms? Why would they risk the wrath of the sea itself? Because the battle between Athena and Poseidon wasn't just about a city. It was about the future of civilization. And the losing god never forgave them.
Unveil the legends.
Long before Athens had temples, it had nothing, just a rocky hill called the Acropolis. A few scattered houses, fishermen, farmers, survivors. But the land sat in a dangerous place between sea and mountain, which meant something inevitable would happen. The gods noticed. And when gods notice a place, they want it, not out of kindness, out of ego. First came Poseidon. Poseidon wasn't calm like the ocean at sunset. He was the ocean during a storm, violent, proud, unpredictable. Cities meant ships. Ships meant power. Control the sea, control the world. But there was another god watching, Athena, daughter of Zeus, born from thunder. Itself, she didn't crave chaos. She craved order, strategy, knowledge, civilization. To Athena, this tiny nameless city wasn't a port. It was potential, a place where philosophy could grow, where ideas could become weapons sharper than swords. 2 visions. Poseidon's world, dominate the seas. Athena's world, build the mind, only one could win. And the people of this fragile city would decide. Imagine that. Pressure, choose wrong, and anger a god. The gods gathered on the Acropolis. Zeus watched from above. Like a silent judge, the citizens stood below. Thousands of eyes staring upward. A divine contest had begun. Poseidon moved first. He stepped forward slowly, trident dragging across stone. The sound echoed like metal grinding on bone. Then, boom, he struck the ground. The rock shattered instantly. From the crack burst a roaring jet of water, foaming, violent, wild. Some legends say it became a saltwater spring. Others say something far darker emerged. A horse, massive, black, breathing steam, the first horse ever created. A creature built for war, for conquest, for speed across the battlefield. Poseidon lifted his arms. Proudly, his message was simple. Choose me, and your city will rule the seas. Warships, armies, expansion, empire. The crowd murmured, some already convinced. Power is seductive, but Athena had been watching, quietly studying the people, studying the land. Then she stepped forward, no thunder, no explosions, just silence. She knelt, pressed her spear into the soil, and waited. At first, nothing. Then a green shoot pushed through the choll. Dirt, slowly, patiently, the shoot grew taller. Branches spread, leaves shimmered under sunlight like tiny blades of silver. An olive tree. The people leaned closer. Athena spoke, softly, not a command, a promise. This tree will feed you. Its fruit, food. Its oil, light for the night. Medicine, trade, wealth, peace. Where Poseidon offered conquest, Athena offered survival. And suddenly the choice wasn't so simple. Power or prosperity, war or wisdom, the city voted. And the result would echo for thousands of years. But here's where the myth gets strange. Because according to some ancient versions, men didn't decide the vote. Women did. In the earliest legend recorded by writers like Marcus Terentius Varro, the citizens cast ballots. Men voted for Poseidon. Women voted for Athena. There was one more woman than men in the city. Athena won, just barely. The city took her. Name, Athens, and Poseidon, he lost. Now imagine the humiliation. A god of earthquakes, defeated by a tree, and worse, defeated by women's votes. According to the darker versions of the myth, Poseidon unleashed his rage. Storms crashed against the coast. Floods swallowed farmland. The sea clawed at the city like a wounded animal. The citizens panicked, and they blamed the women, so they punished them brutally. Women lost the right to vote. Children would no longer carry their mother's name, and the city swore eternal loyalty to Athena, hoping to calm the sea. Think about that for a second. The goddess of wisdom won, but the people immediately abandoned the very principle that gave her victory, justice, equality. Fear rewrote the rules overnight. Athens kept Athena's name, but not her ideals, and that's the darkest twist of the story. The myth of civilization begins with a betrayal. Athens grew, and Athena's olive tree became legendary. Olive oil fueled their economy. Lit their homes, traveled across the Mediterranean, in clay jars stamped with the owl of Athena. The city became something extraordinary. Philosophers, artists, democracy, ideas that shaped the modern world. But Poseidon never fully disappeared. Look at Athens. Geography. Even today, the city sits dangerously close to the sea. Earthquakes still rattle the land. Storms still crash against the coast. The Greeks believed Poseidon never forgot the insult. And the irony? Athens eventually built the most powerful navy in the ancient world. Warships, triremes, sea battles that decided the fate of Greece. In the end, Athens became exactly what Poseidon promised, a maritime power. They rejected the sea god, yet lived by the sea's power, a quiet reminder. Gods don't always lose. Sometimes they simply wait. Two gods fought for a city. One brought storms. One planted a tree. The people chose wisdom. But fear changed the rules the moment victory arrived. Maybe that's the real lesson hidden inside the myth. Civilizations don't collapse because of monsters. They collapse because of choices. But there's something even darker buried in Greek mythology. Because Athena, the goddess of wisdom, wasn't always the hero. In fact, one woman crossed her once, just once, and Athena's punishment was so cruel that the victim's face became one of the most terrifying monsters in history. Snakes for hair, eyes that turned people to stone. You know her name, Medusa, and her story is far more disturbing than most people realize.